Hi, my name's Pieta and I thought I'd explain to you how you make the quark for the Johanna Budwig Protocol. If you're watching this video, you probably already know about the protocol. If not, look it up. Johanna Budwig. She lived in Germany and she did the protocol in the 1950s. The first thing you do is to get some organic light milk. Right? I usually use 2 or 3 litres at a time, and you can get it from a supermarket, well certainly in Australia. So you just put that into the saucepan. I find 2 or 3 litres at a time is more than enough. Lasts quite a few days. Turn it on, and it's important that you heat the milk to 30 degrees centigrade. I have this lovely little thermometer which I keep on my fridge because it's magnetised, and you just put it down. Because this milk came out of the fridge, it's currently only 9 degrees, so we've got a little bit of time but usually only 2 or 3 minutes. I find it better to bring it to 30 degrees first in case you overheat it, in which case if you put the starter in too soon you lose it. But since I'm here, I'll put it in now. I got this in Australia from Cheese Links, but you can get it from any place online that sells cheese making starters. And this is a type A starter, but have a look at whatever they are offering. Now, all you need is the tiniest amount. So look, you can see there, I'm just using a few grains on the spoon, and then sprinkle it on. And they say to just leave it on the top for a bit. I think that's just because it's coming out of the freezer. You will have noticed that I left it in I got it out of the freezer as a good way to store it, so that, well, you might not have noticed, but that's what I did. It's just a good place to store it for a very long time. Now, if you want to, I'm up to 19 degrees, 20 degrees now, and usually once it gets to 20, it gets there pretty quickly. You don't have to use the starter every time though. You can also use a tablespoon of your quark from the previous lot. So now I'm at 24, 23 degrees. And so I usually just stir it around a bit while this is happening. Okay, so now it's 28 degrees. Usually gets going pretty quickly. It doesn't matter if it goes too much over. Oops, suddenly 31. I think if I stir it around, yeah, it's 29, 30. So yes, so turn it off and then put the lid on. Okay, so now you leave it for 12 hours, or I'll just reach behind here. This is that I did the same thing with yesterday, or last night actually, and you'll see... It's not off. Sorry. You'll see that, can you see as I move it, it just comes away from the edge like that? So now I just need to sieve this. Okay, so then we're going to sieve this into a saucepan, and I've just got a length of this lawn, I think it is. I find muslin is the holes in it are too big, it lets too much through. So just any sort of fine cotton that the water can seep out of. Okay, now if there's only 2 litres, I find that I don't need, it's 3 litres I definitely need to use a scoop. But with 2 litres, I can often just pour it straight in like that. And then just use a spatula to get it all out. Now, I think this is about 1 metre square of the lawn, or the cotton material. What I do is tie it once and then twice, so we're making a little bundle. Then I tie it again, and then the last one I leave quite large and just tie a double knot there, so that I have a screw on this shelf here, and then I just hang it up, take the strainer away, and then just leave it until all the water, or most of the water, has dropped out. And once again, probably about another 12 hours. It's something you can do overnight. This is a lovely thing to do every night, or if you want to, every second or third night. Okay, so you can see the whey is dropping out just nicely, and basically we're separating the curds and whey. So, and if you squeeze it, I can get a lot out. But see, if I squeezed it, quite a bit of the milky stuff comes out. So the whey, you know that it's settled enough. If you put it into a cloth like this and you get a lot of milky material coming out, or liquid, you probably haven't set it long enough. It should be really crystal clear. And of course, you can use the whey if you want to make ricotta or other things, but I tend to just give it to the dogs because they love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just put that in there, and I'll hang it up again later. Put it over there, because I want to bring this pot back just to catch the whey. Last night I did this one because I have had it in the fridge this morning for a little bit. Yeah, it's still now got a lot more whey that's coming out of it, but I thought it was ready. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and the way I do it. So I just put it into a container that I want to store it in, open it up, and how long you leave it for really does depend on how liquidy you want it. Now, because we're mixing it with quark, I don't like to make it as dry.
No, not with quark.
Sorry, we're mixing it with flaxseed oil, sorry, for the protocol. I don't like to make it as dry as some people might. So you can see, yeah, it's very much like cottage cheese. Now, if you find that it really is too dry, it's not to worry, just pour a bit more of the whey back into it. This is about this consistency that I like to use. Okay, so finally we're going to make the Budwig muesli. So I've already put 6 tablespoons of quark into this container, and now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of flaxseed oil. Now make sure it's organic, and basically the ratio is half flaxseed oil to quark. So 6 tablespoons of quark, or about half a cup, and 3 tablespoons of organic flaxseed oil. Now I'm just reiterating also that make sure you use low fat milk when you're making the quark, and also make sure it's organic. Now the important thing then is, I mean, you could just eat it like that, but Johanna's knowledge of fats was that you get a new chemical reaction when you mix them together, so they have to be mixed together very well. And I'm sorry about the noise that's about to happen. So it's really important that you mix it up so that there is no more oil present. And you can see at the moment there's still quite a bit of yellow, but no, that's gone nicely in now. They say in the recipes that I've read to do it for about a minute, but I mean I've only done it for about 20 seconds so far, and it looks pretty good to me. The important thing is that you can't see any oil separated from the quark. Alright, so I'm just going to grab a bowl here. and some spatula. I'll just put that back there and clean that up later. And basically you put your now mixed quark and flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil is just another name for linseed oil, by the way. Put it into a bowl, and then you can add whatever you like. Some people, especially if you don't have colon cancer, not for colon cancer, but every other sort of cancer, you can put 2 tablespoons of flax seeds in, but they have to be ground in a coffee grinder first. And you have to do it like immediately before you eat it, because once they're ground, they go off within about 20 minutes. So flaxseed oil is something which you can use. If you want to sweeten it, you can add a teaspoon of honey. A lot of people like cinnamon in there, coconut flakes, and chopped up on top, apples, strawberries, whatever the fruit is that you like. So after you've made your lovely yummy quark mix, then it's really up to you. But it is a delicious breakfast, whether you have a cancer or not.